Ooh la la, Mr. La Di Da, who came to the show today. 1977 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham. You know, I've always loved these cars. Always loved these. You know. Oh, 1976, my fault. 1976. But tell me, this is not the most beautiful face you've ever seen on a car. I made a video about the Chrysler Newport. The Chrysler Newport was a little brother to this one right here. This is the Chrysler New Yorker. Look at that face, man. The face is beautiful. Like I said, this car right here with this specific design, it was initially released as these 1974 Imperial, the Imperial LeBaron, because it was the mark above Chrysler. But poor sales and a great design. Jeez. Made them have to terminate the car that was actually the Newport. But this car was too good for them to cancel. So this car continued on to 78 as the Chrysler New Yorker Brougham. All right, look at that. Look at that. The center of that wheel cover says Chrysler in cursive. It's got good Uriatas, see? It's got that nice New Yorker script on there. Right? See, it's the Brougham, that's how you know, but overall, it's in real good shape. You know? If you had the Imperial, you wouldn't have the same steering wheel, but you'd pretty much have everything else. Even that cluster came from a Dodge because they were sharing components around that time. It'd be a different component instrument cluster you had if you had the Imperial. And if you had, like I said, if you had the steering wheel from the Imperial, the steering wheel would be different, but pretty much everything else would be the same. Also, there were some underbody issues that the Imperial had that the New Yorker didn't have. The Imperial would have four-wheel disc brakes, but this one would have front disc and rear drum. And then back here, I tried to show it to you from the show, but you'd miss it. This reflector wouldn't be here on the Imperial. It'd be like an Imperial badge shield or something like that. And then it would still be the reflector, but the shape would be different. And your rear window would be smaller. All of this would be padded in, and you have a smaller rear window. But other than that, the car is pretty much the same. And it's really easy. It'll be easier to get one of these than it would be to get an Imperial from this era anyway. So, this is yours? How long have you had it?
I've had it since 2009 on owner number 3.
Yeah? You didn't go to the show this year? The Chrysler show?
I missed it this year. I went 2 years ago.
You should have went.
There were very few C bodies when I went. Interesting.
There was one just like this over there. Yeah, matter of fact, well, there was one Newport, but it was white, and it was a two-door with St. Regis package.
Okay.
Right,
but there was
a four-door just like this.
Really?
I made a video of it. I just haven't uploaded it yet, but it was a four-door just like this. Only he was missing was, well, the difference was his interior was tan versus your red one. But this is the same, the red interior that the St. Regis had.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah. But these
St. Regis meaning it was a two-door with that
right. It had a padded roof. It had the same type of vinyl, but it had the window was ensconced right here.
The roof was actually arguably more padded than this.
Yeah. And then it had, it was ensconced right back here, and like
nice.
Between the B and the C pillar.
Yeah, that's real sweet. That's
sweet. Yeah, those are nice.
Absolutely.
You should have went. It was a beautiful show.
I've done Carlisle a few times.
It was
I have
hot,
photos and everything, but it's always hot there.
Yes, blazing. It was, but this is beautiful though.
Thank you.
You didn't do any work to it?
I did some. Most of the work was mechanical, not cosmetic. I did do some cosmetic. The front seat here and there were reupholstered.
Okay.
The rear is original, not touched.
That normally.
So I did that, but the interior, I put in another radio that's period correct.
There you go. He said period correct. Now here's the thing. I don't want to slander anybody, but the guy who had the St. Regis, he did not have a period correct radio. He had a Chrysler radio, but his
like
radio,
a CD player, or one of those.
Well, yeah. See, the radio he had was actually See, that's one of the best parts about Chryslers. All the radios were same. They were like the same for like 40 years. The mounting, well, not the mounting points were the same. The plugs were the same. You know.
No. After 78, the plugs were different. They look identical. Believe me, I have one from an 81 that I was dying to put in here.
No?
The clips are all different.
All right.
So off to eBay, I went and I bought a period correct one. I found that out the hard way.
Well, no, because he showed me the interior, and he said they did. What happened was the judges didn't give him any demerits for having the later radio because it fit the dimensions of the space. Right. But that radio was it was from a premium Chrysler of that time, which would have been 5-band equalizer, AM, FM to cassette. That's like late 80s.
That's 90s.
Yeah, that's like a Jeep. It's what they put in the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Sure.
Or the Imperial of that 93 Imperial. Or,
I know, they're very nice radios.
They're nice radios. I got a whole bunch of them, you know, but that's what I'm saying, because when I did mine, I was able to go to the junkyard and pull a radio out of a town and country, the 3rd generation minivan, and I was able to piece together the CD player and the cassette. Now I didn't really worry about the wiring harness because I had run the wires anyway. Because I had put a amplifier. You mount the amplifier in the deck under here so it stay, and then I mean, because you gotta have tunes, you gotta have your sounds, but it's just that. You want era sounds. You want the sounds from the era. If this is a 76, then you want the Captain and Tennille, and you want, that type of stuff,
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and you really can't get that off of FM radio anymore. So it lends to the ambiance when you're driving the car. Have you taken it on any long road trips?
No, not at all. And I'm not about to, because for the first time since I owned it on my way here, it stalled a few times. And it just stalled here. I'm hoping it's only vapor.
That's what it sounded like when I was standing there and you started it up. You still have the lean burn on this?
God forbid.
No? You didn't take it off?
Believe it or not, it never had it in the first place.
Oh, all right.
Because in 76, the lean burn was introduced, but only on the 400 engine, not the 440.
All right.
The next year, everyone had it.
Right.
But this car escaped lean burn because this is a 440.
Right.
And in 76, that's how you escape it.
So let me ask you then, the fuel filter on this, because there was a guy when I was in Regal Park in Queens, he had a similar problem. Do you have the metal fuel filter or the plastic one?
I'm pretty sure it's metal. Why don't we have a look?
Yeah.
The answer is I don't know. I think it's metal.
Because the guy in Queens, his problem was the plastic body of the fuel filter was getting the heat from the engine.
Of course. So
what it was recommended that he do is he put it over here on the well, so you get some of the air coming in. But
so where is that fuel filter? It should be. I don't know. I think it's near more towards the bottom. Oh, there it is, metal.
Yeah, all right.
Come where I am.
Yeah, I see it.
Below the alternator.
Yeah, I see it right there. There's a fuel filter right there. Yes.
Yep.
No,
watch yourself, don't burn.
No. Is it? Yeah, that's metal.
Better look where I am.
No, I see it. It's metal. Yeah. You might want to relocate it. I mean,
yep.
If it's down there by the exhaust manifold, if you can extend it, bring it over here. Strap it up to the overflow, maybe to keep it cooler. That was recommended with the guy because he had his right here.
Oh, that's suicidal.
Yeah, and then he said he liked it because it was clear in his plastic, so he can see the condition of his fuel, which was great.
Sense.
But now, when it's 100 degrees outside, he has to take the air cleaner off.
On the other hand, if it's there, it's right in the line of fire from the fan.
Well, but the fan doesn't really work. The fan is drawing it from this way. See, the fan's drawing the air into the radiator at low speeds.
Okay.
Then when you get on the highway, the design is with this shroud that the fan is not even being operated. I mean, it's being turned, but by this time you got ram air coming through the radiator to cool your coolant. The fan is only used at speeds below 30. That's what they were designed to do. But
well, that begs the question, actually. Why would I get vapor lock for the first time in my life with this thing? I've had it since 09.
Yeah, but the thing is, don't forget, this is the summertime. This is Long Island. There's a different fuel blend that they have going on. Everybody doesn't use the same source for their gasoline. Some guys say...
You think 93 octane was more resistant than 87?
For pinging, yeah. But for vapor lock, you'd have to look up online. Because the thing is, these things, remember, they were detuned
massively.
in the early 70s.
Yeah, I don't think this thing puts out is rated more than 190.
Yeah, I know.
Or 440.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That's lunacy.
I know. But then again, we live in 2023, so this is 50-year-old technology, which can be like the $6 Million Man. We have the technology. We can rebuild them.
Yes.
So if you were to make that effort, there are guys that actually they can get 500 horses out of this.
Which I have no desire for.
Well, no. I mean, for this kind of car, you just want a sweet cruiser. That's
Exactly.
pretty much it. You know, you hit the boulevard, or you're going down Atlantic City.
Yeah, I need more reliability than anything.
Right.
Oh, now mechanically, I have done stuff with it. I did
All right.
put KYB shocks.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dual exhaust system put in it when it only came with a single.
All right.
And then I had to quiet it down because the one they put in was a little too aggressive.
Yeah. Right.
This is a New Yorker. Come on, man. It's not a, you know.
Well, that was a thing that you can tell about the Newport with the St. Regis, that clearly, yeah, this was not, he had it worked over.
Yeah.
That camshaft was pretty loud. I said, but you know, everybody's got the right to do whatever they want.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, you know, I understand.
But this is, honest to God, no lean burn, never was.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very happy about that. If it would have had lean burn, I would have ripped it out within 10 seconds. I wouldn't trust that as far as you could throw a stone.
Well, yeah, a lot of people say, I mean, for some people, it's perfect, but then some people, they got problems. It's the same thing when people describe like the Oldsmobile diesel. Some people, it was a great engine, and then some people, it was just a paperweight, you know, so. But I would say, man.
Lean burn was wonderful in a laboratory.
Right. But in the real world,
putting a 50-year-old computer on top of the air cleaner right above the manifold.
Right.
Really?
Right.
I'll tell you what. Let's take your Apple or whatever, this phone. Let's put it over the manifold for a year and see how it runs.
Right.
I mean, that's crazy.
Well, but that was also, remember, a lot of that stuff back then. It was theory. You get the contract. Let's start building it.
Which is why it was a wonderful thing in a laboratory.
Right. But I would say, try separate. Try a different fuel source. You know,
if you relocate the filter?
Well, you can relocate the filter if you wanted to, but I mean, like, instead of going to your traditional station, maybe a station across the street, maybe an octane boost.
Yeah, I went to. I always go to Shell, but I think I was pinching pennies last time, and I put a little bit of 87 in there.
Yeah.
I figured, hey, it drinks it so quickly, why not just put an 87?
Right, but like I said, you never know what source because, you know. All of these guys are just buying fuel from some warehouse in New Jersey.
Yeah.
They're trucking it over here. You don't know if you're getting Mobil, Exxon, Sunoco.
True.
You don't know that. You don't know if it's 87 because they have to. What they do is, you bought 1,000 gallons of a premium and 1,000 gallons of regular. So then we get the mid-grade by mixing them with a certain percentage.
Of course.
And then you don't know the octane of that because all you know it's gasoline, but you don't know what octane is until you scientifically test it. So that could be your problem right there, though.
I just hope it's something like that.
Oh, it's going to be something simple for sure. Normally, it always is. You know, it's always something simple. You know, I mean.
I hope that's all it is.
But, jeez, I used to love these cars. But then again.
Let me think. Well, yeah, I put this battery in, but this battery is not a spring chicken either.
Yeah, this is a Walmart battery.
Yeah.
You know,
that's fine. They're good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you know. I mean, they don't make the batteries in. I mean, like Prestone and Eveready, they still make the batteries.
Right.
Used to be a factory in some Pennsylvania. It's on 78. I can't remember the name of the city, but the factory, Champion Factory, used to be right there next to the interstate. You know, so.
Got it. So let me think what I did. I did battery, I did KYB shocks, I had a dual exhaust thing put in. New radiator and alternator.
But those are just general wear parts, so that's not bad.
Pretty much.
Over 40 years, definitely gonna need.
And I had a new steering box put in. That made a huge difference.
Yeah.
But that's it. I think that's mostly it.
It's beautiful, man.
Last fall I did my cap and rotor, spark plugs, which, you know.
It's original paint, so it's pretty nice though, man, still. No?
I wouldn't have known except when I got the car. I was cleaning it up under the floor mat. There was a receipt from Mako.
Oh, all right.
This is a Mako job.
Okay, it's not bad though. I mean, you know.
Who would have thought?
It's still not bad. I mean, at least they put the pinstripe on it too.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
but You really got to like the roof. There's no rips, there's no tears. I mean, this is great.
I wonder
man.
if this should have been painted. I think this should have. Maybe it was supposed to be chrome. I don't know.
Don't know.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, you'd have to look online. I'm not sure.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, because I don't know because I was earlier comparing it to the Imperial.
Yes.
So there were a lot of simple differences that you had to focus.
And you are right. That thing would have said Imperial back there.
Right.
The Imperial. This was a stupid move on Chrysler's part. When they got rid of the Imperial name in '75, and it became this, they deleted the disc brakes.
Yeah, I know.
Like, really? Did they really have to do that?
I figured it was a cost thing, you know. I figured it was a cost thing because this car was just too beautiful just to cancel. I mean, when they came out in '74, I'm like, this thing is. They said this was the last one that Engel designed before he retired. You know, Elwood Engel, he was the chief designer at Chrysler. He came over from Ford, you know. So
I didn't realize he designed this.
Yeah, this was the last one. They said
I thought once he did the fuselage thing before this, that was it. Really?
No, he did this. He did that Charger, the 68, the 69. He did that one. He did the 69 Fury. He did the Imperials of that era, the 67 to 68.
Fuselage bodies. I knew he had a hand in. I didn't realize he did
this. This was the last one because there was some type of scuffle. So what should we make the new Imperial look like? He pencils out this front end, and they said, well, there you go. And then they just took the Chrysler Newport body, put some touches on it, you know, and there it was. But that is such a beautiful front end. It's just, oh goodness, you know, it's just a beautiful front end.
One other thing I did. Have a look at the dashboard. Tell me if you notice anything a little bit off kilter.
Dash. Let's see here. All right. Well, it's got the right arrow steering column in it, gear selector.
You might be the one guy that knows this.
What, this clock?
Bingo, nailed it.
This clock is from
78.
78.
78.
New Yorker?
They introduced the LEDs.
Oh, okay.
So up before then, it was a mechanical clock.
Oh, all right.
That's lovely, but those things wear out.
All right. I was thinking it's chronometer. I was thinking it's from a Cordoba.
They were.
Yeah, because
they were also from the '78 New Yorker.
Oh,
all
right.
Chrysler in '78 got rid of the mechanical clock.
Right. I remember.
They went to the LED.
I had an '81 Cordoba that had that same clock in it. That's why I said that clock looks familiar. So, but I wouldn't know because, like the guy with the Newport. As long as the stereo fit in the column, he wasn't getting deducted any demerits, even though it did match. But still, you know.
I think I need to show you something. But bear with me. This will take a moment to find, but that's okay. And if I can't find it, then that's life, but it's worth it.
You really got to take this on a trip, man, a road trip. I mean, if you can afford the fuel these days, because you're going to be getting like 14 miles a gallon, so.
Oh, yeah, maybe even less. Who knows? Well, it's going to be hard for me to find it, so I might as well tell you. My first car was a 1981 Chrysler Cordoba.
Okay. All right.
White. And that was the radio. I kept the radio.
Oh, all right, okay.
And that was the one I wanted to put in here.
Oh.
Fit beautifully, but the clips are completely different.
Now, the clips on the back of the radio, you mean the female going into, right? So you'd have to find the same, like the wiring harness from that era. Because if you were able to do that, you could just bring it over to a stereo guy and have them mock up a wiring harness for you.
I'd rather not have them do any surgery.
Well, no, it's not. But it wouldn't be any technical surgery to this.
Yes.
It would just be on the donor radio.
Yes.
Because what you do is you'd get the harness from a car at the junkyard, and then he would make it color coded to what you want to set up. So, I mean, that's what I had. The first car I had, it was a Mercury, and it had the Ford Premium system in it. So we had to ad hoc something that did not. He didn't adulterate the system, but
your Cordoba. Were you the original owner?
No, it actually was a friend, a childhood friend. Her father owned it.
Got it.
You know, and I remember it because I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You know, and then they were Chrysler family, so they had her mother had the fuselage, 71 New Yorker,
nice.
But they bought it as a used car in the late 70s, and you know, upstate weather.
Rust.
Yeah, so cars would not pass inspection after a minute. But the time you had it, you were the talk of the town.
Very nice.
You know, but
Your Cordoba, how long did you have it?
oh, it wasn't that long, man, because at this time I was a kid and I didn't know that much about automobiles.
Okay.
So, you know, what happens is you use it until, like I said, you bring it to inspection and the guy's like, yeah, well, your trunk pan is rusted out, so, you know, your leaf springs are coming through the trunk, so that's a reject. So then you're like, well, you got to get rid of it. So then you call a guy, and back then they'd give you like $75 to haul it off and they destroy it. But knowing what I know now, I could just weld in some new sheet metal. But that's the way time does, you know, it's a learning lesson. So, but.
Was it the 318 or the?
318. 318. And it was how do you describe the color? It was two-tone, but what it had was
dark blue and beige.
The other way, the beige body with a dark blue vinyl top like
package.
that. Yeah.
That was a factory package.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice. And,
very, very nice.
And then, you know, now that I know what I know about that car and how it shared its chassis with other Chrysler cars, so if I could find it again.
Back then, it shared a chassis with every rear-drive Chrysler except the R body.
Right.
Very, very nice.
You got to join that group on Facebook. It's called the Mopar MFJY.
And X.
Not X, but it's Y though. It's Y, yeah.
Y is the Imperial.
Y is the Imperial. J is the Cordoba and the Murata.
Okay.
And F is the Valari and the Aspen. And M is the Diplomat.
Fifth Avenue Diplomat.
Yeah, that one.
Very nice.
Yeah. Even those, if you can find one. They were a dime a dozen back then. State police had them all over the place. You know?
I came this close to buying a Fifth Avenue from '88.
Yeah?
They were selling it in North Carolina. They wanted 8,000 because it only had like 30,000 miles or something ridiculous. So I ended up not going for that only because I wanted a daily driver, and that one I wouldn't want to drive it daily.
Right. You need someone overdrive for that, so that's the only thing. They just didn't, you know, I was watching the channel and the guy's like, you know, if you're going to put an overdrive in this, the cars is a little more difficult than the van bodies or truck bodies because of the way the floor pan is set up.
Right.
I got a card from a guy when I was out there at the Carlisle, USCT Motorsports. You know,
where is he located?
It's in North Carolina.
Okay.
He's the one that told me about if you wanted to put an overdrive in this and what kind of floor pan they would make. It basically requires you'd have to cut out
surgery.
Yeah, you have to cut out little, but I told him the easiest thing to do would to use a General Motors transmission if you were to do that, because the Chrysler transmission has the overdrive on the rear. So when you get around, yeah, for the A500 and the A518, they were for the light trucks, the Ram pickups. The Dakotas, the Durangos, yeah. They put the overdrive on the rear and it's an electronic servo. So they put a button on the dash that when you want to activate overdrive, you just hit the button, engages the overdrive band, holds it. But, I mean, it's a 904 with the overdrive on the rear.
Interesting.
So it's a light duty, well, not really light duty, but it was a smaller of the Chrysler transmissions.
The 904s, they're a little... My Cordoba had the 904.
Right. So it wouldn't... If you wanted to put it in the C body, requires modification. That's why I said the best thing to do.
Well, here's a question: can that surgery be done to a 727?
No, because the tail shaft is different.
Oh,
on a 727.
On a 904?
I'm not a Chrysler engineer. They had designed it because remember before the 904 it was a 999 and a 998.
That I didn't even know.
So the 998 was put into the Diplomats and the Fifth Avenues.
Oh, I thought those were 904s. Really?
No, those because they had a different front gear. The first gear was real tall. So by the time they also changed the rear end too, so the rear end was like 229 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to make the car more fuel efficient compared to the Ford Crown Vic and the Chevy Caprice because there was no 4-speed. And there was the 999, which they put in the Jeep, the Grand Wagoneer. Not the Grand Wagoneer, the Grand Cherokee, first generation, the first gen.
Okay.
Right? They put it in that. So, but you said the 518 would work in the truck or something like that. But I said you better off with this using the General Motors transmission.
Ah, okay.
Because I think with a General Motors transmission, all you have to do is just fab up a cross member support. I mean on a 700R4, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You know, so an 80s era General Motors transmission. Because the transmission mount is in front of the pan on those, and based on where the body is, in order to do that, you know, just weld up a U, mock up a U, and then you'll be able to use that. And there's a company that's supposed to be able to make the bell housing adaptations. Company whose name I can't remember right now.
Really? Okay.
But they allow you to adapt anything. You can find that online though. Just you want to put a model, because I met a guy. He said he had a flathead Ford with a 700R4 in it. This is out of Queens, and he took the car on Route 66, so it was reliable. Yeah. So him and his brother, they just finished up Route 66. It's a 51 Ford
That takes some balls.
with a flathead V8 and a 700R4. His brother lives in Ohio. I drove out to Ohio, then we took 66. I said, he gets the winner award. You can't beat that.
Okay, I have to bow to him. He's got way more balls than I do.
Exactly, right.
Sorry.
Right. Look, I went to Carlisle in a car I haven't driven in 4 years. I put a fuel tank in the car. I got a flat tire on the way back, and I was scared then. I was like, oh, it's a Sunday. When am I going to get this tire replaced? But somehow the luck was in the draw that I remembered this area. So I backed up off the entrance ramp into an abandoned gas station, and I had remembered I had been there about 4 years earlier. So I had a functional spare. It's just that was a scary moment. I'm like, hey,
sure,
because that tire said poof, and it wrapped all around the axle.
Oh,
yeah, the tread and everything, you know. And then when I took it off, there's nothing but exposed steel belts. I'm like, oh well, I got what I paid for. I don't even know where I bought these tires from, so I got what I paid for. You know. But yeah, this is a beautiful car though, man. I don't want to hold you up, though. You know, I mean, this is, oh my jeez. You don't really see a lot of C-bodies. And so every time I see a C-body, I've got to show it some love. I got to show it some attention, you know?
I went to Carlisle 3 times. First time I went was 2015. Then I went in approximately 2017 or 2018. And then in 2021.
Right.
So those are the 3 times I went. Each time, very few C-bodies, very few. There was a very interesting 1968. Yeah, 68, there was a 68 there that was very nice. It's
a New Yorker?
Imperial.
Imperial?
It had the whole history of the car typed up. It was very, very tastefully done, and whatever. The trunk was open. It was like a nice plaque set up. It was very nicely done. But overall, very few C-bodies.
Oh, there were a few. There was a guy there had 2 73s, 72. Imperials.
Yeah.
There was, like I said, there was another guy who had the same Chrysler New Yorker, same color, just a different color interior.
Okay.
And then, I didn't get to see everything because it was so hot that I ran to the band shell and I hung out there for like 2 hours because it was just blazing hot, and I'm a cheapskate, and they were charging $3 for water, and I was like, $3 for water? I got 5 gallons in the back of my car. So, but there were more C-bodies this time, and I tried to take as much video as I could of them.
Good.
You know,
okay.
I mean, if you go on YouTube, you can see some of those that I've loaded on my page. I'm going to put this on probably over the weekend.
Go for it.
You know, it's a Bronco McBain on YouTube. You know, but if not, don't worry about writing it down. Just punch in what you got. You know, you're just punching what you have. And
I want to put it in right now one time so it'll remember.
No, you don't have to. Don't even worry. All you got to do is punch in the name of your car and it'll show up once I load the video.
But in what? In
1976 Chrysler New Yorker. That's all you got to do.
In YouTube?
Yeah. Well, not right now, but next week, try it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. That's why I tell people, if you want to tell them, instead of getting to remember my name and everything, just go. Punch in your car?
Any more pictures or something? You're welcome to do it.
Oh, I'll take some stills later.
Go
but
right
you know,
ahead.
I just wanted.
And I converted all the bulbs to LEDs.
Better. That's good. I did the same thing. And even an instruments cluster. It's great.
With one exception. I tried. It's the same 194 bulb that all the others use.
Right.
But if I put an LED in here for reasons I don't know, it will not blink.
Right. Not enough
God
current.
only knows why.
It's not enough current. You know, because this one, it's a filament, so it's meant to have like 12 volts to illuminate,
Yep.
and then you put an LED in there. They don't handle as much current, which is great for your electrical system because there's never a load, but it's not enough current. I did the same thing on the, and I had the tail
Taillights
lights.
are fine.
I did it in the tail lights I got, didn't work. Or it was one of these with tail lights at the front where the blink would be like blink, 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 blink.
Yeah.
So I had to take them out. You know.
Very strange stuff. So everything. Oh, and the headlights. I can't find LED round ones.
Did you look on eBay?
Now they don't make them. There's one company that kind of fabricates it, but it's like $170 a bulb. I mean, come on, that's silly.
But these are 4.5, right? So
They're round. They're round.
Yeah,
ones.
it's 4.5 round.
And duals.
Right, duals. So you should try because I got I had the square ones though. So I had the 6.5 inch.
Squares you can get though. Those
Right.
are easier to get.
Right.
Round ones, go try looking.
I'll try to look.
It's not pretty.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want the ones that have the LED. Well, actually, that ones I had have the regular bulb, the Sylvania H4 bulb. It's just in the housing. The housing is clear glass.
Yeah.
You don't want the ones that have the black background because that's not enough illumination.
Right.
You need the kind with the painted background that you you know. But
Basically, an LED version of these bulbs. They make them for the square ones, but
right,
for this.
right. It's incredible, man. Let's see here.